Good afternoon, everyone. We are very much honored to be here to present the startup scene in Tokyo, including four founders from FinTech and InsurTech companies, followed by my presentation. Before I kick off my presentation, to share with you the overview of startup scene in Tokyo, I would like to thank you, our wonderful sponsor, Munich Re, and the PwC. Also, such a wonderful venue provided from Frankfurt. Really much appreciated. And also, our reception sponsor, DC Advisory. Thank you very much. So, time always flies, so I will try to make my presentation as quick as possible. So, this is the picture which I took 2 years ago from the rooftop of the Roppongi Hills in the central part of Tokyo. And then nobody knows about me except a few, so let me make my short introduction. So I'm a serial entrepreneur and also a startup accelerator since 2011. And I established 8 companies, including 2 successful exits. One is the InsurTech related startup went public back in 2004. And the other one is the online research company successfully acquired by Yahoo Japan. However, I misunderstood 2 locks as my true ability. So the other one I screwed up so beautifully. It's a true story. And then, this is the companies I just explained to you. And then one publishing company came to me to write about my failure. So that's what I did. This is the, it's not really a proper translation, but recommendation of a failure in Japanese. So lots of famous entrepreneurs, kind of written about their success. But very few wrote about their failures. That's why I wrote about my failure, to kind of give the confidence or courage, especially for young guys in Japan. I really wanted to have a chance to about my failure. And in terms of failure, I would like to introduce this statement. Delivered by the founding partner of 500 startups. I don't know how many of you here are familiar with this startup sector. 500 startups are one of the famous startup seed accelerator based in Silicon Valley. And the guy next to me is the Dave McClure, founding partner of the 500 startups. So when I invited him as a keynote speaker for the big event held in Osaka, so this is the statement here introduced and addressed. And I really agree with him. So that's why I show this slide every time I have a chance to present entrepreneurship. So this is my slides, but time is limited, so I would like to explain much more about the overview of the last 20 years, how startup scene in Tokyo has been changing and what made that change. This is sorry, it's not really cool, but the graph of the number of IPOs from the 1994 up until the 2015. Okay, and I always explain those 20 years can be divided into 3 periods. Before internet bubble happened in 2000. And the between internet bubble and the Lehman falls, or this is a local event in Japan, live shock, which was the insider information kind of accident by the very famous successful startup company, listed company. And then after the Lehman falls, the number of IPO dropped down from the 200 to the 19, 1/10. However, Japan is back until almost 100. That is the number of IPOs we had in last year. And the other thing I would like to introduce is, the thing made a strong impact and influence to the Japanese entrepreneurs. And I would like to say all of the entrepreneurs all over the world, which is, I would like to say iPhone. So smartphones changed the kind of ecosystem and the platform for the internet-related startups entrepreneurs, which decrease their required capital to start their own business. That's why lots of young guys restarted to start their own business. So today, as Franz mentioned, there are lots of startups and a massive investment is going on. And the government realized, even though they supported the SME, no more employment can be created. So that's why they shifted to support startups and young guys who would be entrepreneurs. And then, when I started my first internet startup back in the late 1990s, there's no angel investors who are familiar with the internet business. Of course, it just started. But recently, lots of angel investors who are very much familiar with their IT-related business. That is the big thing, big change happening for last 20 years. And then, based on my homework, in Germany, there are 4 unicorns, non-public, still private company, but their valuation is over 1 billion USD. 4 companies in Germany, but we have just first unicorn this year. The name of the company is called the Mercari. This is the peer-to-peer mobile-based marketplace application. And this is the article covered by the TechCrunch. And he's the founder of Mercari. He's also a serial entrepreneur. And his first company was successfully acquired by the gaming company called the Zynga. I think some of you guys know that company. And then he traveled all around the world. And then when he came back to Tokyo, he started this business. Also, FinTech is very, very hot recently. This is the Japanese financial economy specializing newspaper called the Nikkei newspaper. They just launched their FinTech focused version of the Nikkei newspaper. And then this is their screenshot of their companies which going to speak about their business after my presentation. So those 4 companies going to explain about their business and what's going on related to their business. Next one is the about Japan. In terms of our geography, we are a very, very tiny island company. However, in terms of our economy, we're still big. So we are still 3rd biggest GDP country in the world, and also our 2nd highest GDP among the top 10 GDP countries. Per capita. Also, we have a big market around the Tokyo. 73 million people living in Tokyo metropolitan area versus, as you see, New York, Shanghai, London, and San Francisco and the Silicon Valley. And I made a research about the Munich a little bit. So you have 1.4 million people living here. So in terms of the population, we much bigger than you guys. Sorry. Also, we have the other market at the west part of Japan. It's called the Kansai area, nearly Osaka area. So they have also 23 million people living down there. So we're not only big, also attractive, because lots of IT giants opened their office in Tokyo as their first office outside of the United States. Okay, Twitter, as you know, Google. Also, unicorn guys, Airbnb, Uber, also launched in Japanese market, and Uber has their physical operation in Japan. And next, I would like to mention mobile is really growing. This is a number of paid apps installed here on the smartphones, right? So the average number of paid apps installed via smartphones owned by the Japanese people are 3 times more than the German people installed the paid app. Now this is their kind of index of revenue versus the United States. This also shows Japanese people pay more money on the smartphones. Also, people love to shop on the smartphones. So 40% of the smartphone owners have purchased something on the smartphones. And the money is digitized. No one wants to carry the coins, in the pockets. So 65 people using this sort of digital money in their train station, convenience store, also a vending machine. So those kind of digitized money can be used. The next one is their big success is possible for foreign affiliated foreign company. So this is a typical example of their success by the foreign company. Yahoo Japan, their latest valuation market cap is 26 billion USD versus 36 billion Yahoo Inc. in the United States, and also 38 billion Sony. Very, very successful. And they launched their business back in 1996, and at this moment they are 35th biggest company in Japan. This is a little not updated, but Line is one of their popular biggest messaging app, like WhatsApp or WeChat. I don't know which is popular in the European countries. Line is very, very successful, and they going to public this month. The other example is the gaming company from the North European country. So right after SoftBank acquired Supercell, their business made a rapid growth as the graph shows. Also, about the liquidity, lots of Japanese big guys are interested in purchasing the foreign companies, like you see SoftBank, Recruit, Rakuten. The last thing I would like to share with you is the new trends and the new startups are going on in Japan as 5 sectors. The first one is FinTech. Free is the kind of cloud-based accounting service application provider. They are only a 3 years and a half old company. And the founder of the company used to work for me when I was running their startup called the Interscope, but I could not invest in this startup. So their valuation is 500 million USD, and they funded over 50 million USD. Their Koini is their company which Samata-san, she's going to make a presentation today. So they also funded big money. And commerce is also popular again because the platform shifted from PC to the mobile. And as I mentioned at the beginning, so Mercari is one of the hottest startups in this sector. Also, EdTech is the other sector I'd like to introduce. There are some interesting startups mainly doing a business on mobile. And the rare job is an English teaching providing company utilizing the Filipino English speakers over the Skype. They went public. And Creeper is the company established by one of the co-founder of DNA, which is very successful IT company listed in the Tokyo Stock Exchange market. And he launched this company in London. I would like to say, I remember 3 or 4 years ago, and then Recruit purchased this company about a year ago. The fourth sector I would like to introduce is social cloud and creation. I don't know if you have also similar type of service in Germany, but the curation app, kind of news curation or kind of lifestyle content curation apps are very popular, and they got funded very big money. And Gunosy went public, I think 2 years ago. Last thing is the Internet of Things and hardware, because as you know, Japan has a strong kind of experiments and advantage about the hardware. So that's why IoT is the very big opportunity for Japanese entrepreneurs. So I don't want to talk about the details of 2 companies on the top, but the bottom one was established by the 4 founders of the University of Tokyo, but no Japanese VCs are invested in their company except some angel investors. So that's why Google acquired them. This is my guess, but the valuation was 300 million USD. And then I don't remember the company who purchased this company back from Google, but the Japanese big guys kind of re-import that company to Japan. And the last thing I would like to show you is a little bit about our publicity. But let me introduce how to enter the Japanese market. Of course, there are lots of companies that are successful, and also companies failed. So how to enter Japanese market is just ask us. I'll give you the evidence to convince you enough. So I think everybody knows this company, Salesforce.com, right? So the founder of Salesforce.com is Mark Benioff, and the founder of Original Sandwich is Alan Miner. So they colleague each other when they work for the Oracle. So when Mark started the Salesforce Inc. in the Silicon Valley, because he knows Japan very well, he wanted to start Japan operations simultaneously. However, he has one brain and one body, so he asked Alan to set up the Japan operation, but Alan just started. So one of the original Sunbridge co-founders, Kitamura-san, he started Salesforce.com Japan from scratch. And then Salesforce.com Inc. purchased back the share of the joint venture of Salesforce.com Japan back in 2010. this is a very good success story. And this is some of our portfolio companies, meaning the company which I have been running, invested in. We have 17 or 18 startups invested in, and more than half of the companies we have invested in are overseas. And most of the companies in overseas are in the United States, as you see. But one company in London we have invested in, and one company in Germany. Now we are in the process of the negotiation. So when I have a chance to next time to see you, I can introduce the company based here. This is our network. So I would like to add some cool companies on this slide in Germany. So please connect me to the significant persons and companies. The last thing I would like to show you is our pitch contest called the Innovation Weekend. London, Berlin, New York, Singapore, Boston, I don't remember the other cities. Anyway, we traveled around outside of Japan, and we curated and gave them a chance to pitch for the 194 companies so far. And 60% of the startups who pitched at our event are covered by media after the event, and also 20% of the company who pitched got funded. And the day after tomorrow, we're going to have the Innovation Week in Berlin. Sorry, not in Munich. But if you have any chance to fly in Berlin or drive, please come join our event. And also, if you're interested in coming into Tokyo, and my presentation is attractive enough to motivate you to come to Tokyo, please come to the Innovation Weekend finale. Will be held in sometime in December. Danke schön. Thank you.